Truly delighted to have you on Richard Mwanja Exclusive. We continue roping in conversations that are defining Kenya's political governance and economic landscape by the day. And of course, when you see me in studio, one of Kenya's most sought after political analysts, Professor Herman Manyora is here with me. Prof, good to see you.
Good.
You doing well?
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Your daughter, Githunguri Member of Parliament, Wamuchomba, has come forth and talked about how Rigathi Gachagua is fattening the bull for slaughter. And this bull is the Mount Kenya people who are paying allegiance to him. And he talks about a future whereby Rigathi Gachagua wants to be a political broker. Get this critical mass, but auction them at the altar of money and self-interest come 2027 and beyond. What do you make of this accusation or allegation from Gathoni Wamuchomba regarding Rigiji and his place in Mount Kenya politics today?
Gathoni Wamuchomba is a young person. She's educated. She's entitled to her own view also. But the little I know about Mount Kenya people is that it's the people who decide.
Not their leaders?
No. The leaders in Mount Kenya follow the people. That she can try and find out. It's the people who start, leaders follow. So she's talking about the wrong people.
Wamuchomba is talking about...
Let's be very practical. Supposing today Uhuru struck a deal with Gashaga, does Gathoni Wamuchomba want to tell me that people of Mount Kenya will follow Rigathi Gachagua to Ruto? Is that what she's saying? Or after the elections, like the way she's trying to say. So DCP has 40 members of parliament. Does she want to tell me that Gachagua will transfer the loyalty of the people of Mount Kenya to Ruto because Ruto has won and opposition has lost? Mount Kenya people don't work like that. They don't work like that. And she knows it. She's a leader, she knows it. There's no way Gathoni Wamuchomba could reach where she has reached without knowing what I'm saying to be true.
A week ago, Gathoni Wamuchomba still...
And you can compare that with other regions where when leader says what everybody follows. This other side is almost the exact opposite. It's because the people of Mount Kenya, for two reasons. Let me educate her. I would refer her to read Jomo Kenyatta's Facing Mount Kenya, an anthropological work. What Kenyatta is trying to say is that the Gikuyu never had centralized leadership. Let her go and read about Gikuyus.
It was decentralized leadership.
Yeah, they didn't have like a chief, a paramount person lording over the Gikuyu community. They didn't have that. It was leadership by consensus through council of elders and things like those. So it makes it very difficult for the community to be headed in one direction by one leader. That's anthropological. She can read Jomo Kenyatta's Facing Mount Kenya. It's right there.
Perhaps
and it's a small book. She can read it in one day. The second reason why Gikuyus and Mount Kenya in general would not follow their leaders very easily is during the struggle for independence and the fight for independence, it is the ordinary men and women who are directly involved and who felt the pain and the pinch
of
the struggle. Ordinary men and women who are in the thick of the pain. And people like those are very unlikely to surrender their thinking and their direction to an individual. And finally, the Gikuyu people. You know, when you say Gikuyu, we mean all Mount Kenya. If you read Mutai Karega, so that Gikuyu is the cover, all these others, even in language, are just dialects. They're not independent. The Meru, Embu, the Raka, they're just the same people. So we use Gikuyu to cover the whole thing, or Mount Kenya, if you which is rather long. If you look at the period of the struggle for independence during the Mau Mau, the leaders, what you want to call leaders, were the Ngatis, most like the home guards, the chiefs. So when the Gikuyu sees the leadership, they relate it with the people who betrayed the community during Mau Mau. It was mission boys, people who had gone to school, missions, chiefs, those who worked in the colonial administration, police, what you could call a leader. In any Gikuyu community, village or location, anybody who mattered, who dressed well, could speak a little English, all these people were not on the side of the people. They were people who betrayed the community. You get it?
I get it.
So the Gikuyu don't view their leaders the way Luos and Luyas and the rest view leaders.
Baba akisema left
So
ni left.
Gathoni Wamuchomba should buy me tea. We sit down and I take her through. I'm not a Gikuyu, but I understand the Gikuyu history. I know the Gikuyu more than her. I will tell her it's not possible for Gachagua to auction the Gikuyu people to Ruto. They can look at all these things and see, wapige hesabu waone, no, we are better off with Ruto.
Like they did in 2022.
They can change their mind now and go for Ruto. They can. Then they leave you the leader following them. I invite Mudoni Wagashomba to fact check what I'm saying. And where there are questions, please, Gathoni Wamuchomba.
Tafuta mzee.
I saw her when she was a small little girl in
really?
Kamboi. Yeah, my people were in Kamboi, Githunguri. So I knew Muchomba himself.
It's not too late.
She can
to see the light.
Come for me to kai na wewe nikupatie. This is the Gikuyu. It will help her to understand her own people. She doesn't understand her people.
Finally, on Gathoni Wamuchomba, last week, she was actually out here questioning why they are now asked as the people of Mount Kenya to pay allegiance to Baba Wakambo. In this case, Baba Wakambo is Fred Matiang'i, because Gathoni Wamuchomba was arguing that Jubilee Party was the party they could resonate with as people from Mount Kenya.
Yes. But
now accusing Uhuru Kenyatta of handing them over to Baba Wakambo a step further in the name of Matiang'i. Well, do you feel that this is a narrative that could pick up and somewhat make people have double takes about Jubilee Party and also the place of Matiang'i in Mount Kenya politics?
You'd want to understand, when she calls Matiang'i Baba Wakambo, who is the Baba? Nani Baba Kamili?
Should be a Kikuyu, if not Uhuru Kenyatta, someone else, but not Matiang'i.
So in this context, because we are looking at 2027, where is she heading the community to? Then we can understand the metaphor of Baba Wakambo cannot be understood until we know who is the Baba.
Nani Baba?
Hata kama amekufa ni nani? And therefore, because Baba Wakambo does not come in ordinary circumstances. It comes either because Baba amefariki, ama there has been a painful divorce, and things like those. So who is the Baba? Under what are circumstances is he not in the home? And then who is she suggesting? The children should call Baba. Because calling somebody Baba is a gap in the African sense that you must feel. Because there are certain things you need somebody to go to. You see all this confusion in the world about children who don't have fathers. They constitute the biggest percentage of people in jail across the world, especially in America. That does not. Yeah, you know, these things we want to pretend we are very clever, but we are not. There is a role a parent plays in the life of a child. It is on that basis and that understanding that Baba Wakambo came up, that inheritance was there. Even among the Gikuyu, there's no inheritance. But when your father is dead, there's somebody you go to. There are issues which only a man can do. Yeah. You go to that person. He doesn't have to come and sleep in your mother's house.
True.
But you respect him the way you would have respected your father. It can even be just a neighbor. But a man. Si ni kweli? So, sasa yeye atuambie
huyu baba ni
huyu nani, sasa tuite nani baba?
Na nani alikuwa baba?
Nani alikuwa baba na sasa alienda wapi? Nini ilimfanyikia? Na sasa kama Matiang'i ni Baba Wakambo, sasa Tukae bila baba, anataka tukae bila baba. Kwa hivyo hizi kura zetu wa Kikuyu tukusanye zote tupeleke Mlima Kenya tuwashe kibiriti. Sababu hatuna baba. You know, she must come out. You cannot be herding the community towards Ruto, who is not a Kikuyu. Gachagua alisema is not Njoroge or Kamau.
Yeah, sure.
And disparaging Matiang'i. Both of them are not Kikuyus. I mean, so it doesn't make sense to me. And that's why I tell politicians, you need a little intelligence even to offer somebody support. Ever wondered why I don't support these politicians? Why they don't come to me? What they want me to be to support them, I cannot be. But the only way I can relate with Gachagua or Ruto is if I turn myself into a fool.
Sycophant.
I'm not able to do that. In any case, once I turn myself into a fool, I can't help you. So if you are coming from Manyora to help your campaign, and you want me to be a fool, then how do I help you? Yeah. You want me to sing the things you want me to tell you. When I'm with you, is you speaking throughout. So how am I helping you?
Yours is just to nod and say yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, so that's why you see people like me end up benefiting from people who are at my level and who know the things I know. At the end of every election, Principal Secretary, CS, Manyora bado tu bali alikuwa. Because I find it difficult to be those things. And I'm saying, therefore, if you want to help somebody, don't leave your intelligence behind. This election will prove what I'm saying. Beginning this election, and more noticeably 2032, but even beginning this 2027, a politician who surrounds himself with idiots, sycophants, choir masters, people who echo what they want, they will not go far. Because even if you win the election, and I want to tell these people, I'm addressing myself, I'm speaking to Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo?
Musyoka.
And I'm speaking myself to Fred Matiang'i.
Okengo.
And I'm speaking myself to William Samoei Ruto.
Kipchirchir.
From where? Surugoi. I am telling them this. Why you need intelligent men and women around you?
Tell us.
The person who will be president next year will soon discover getting the presidency was much, much easier than running the country thereafter.
Really?
Yes. It's like people say in school, being number one is easier than remaining number one.
Yeah, true.
Getting the presidency will be like child play, picnic, compared to running the country after you win.
In Catholic, we say, kuwa padri si shida.
In the next few elections, cycles, 30, 27, 32, 37, before we stabilize, it's going to be very difficult for our president to finish 5 years. Very difficult. Extremely difficult, almost impossible.
If it's fools who took you to power.
Yeah. Ruto may be the last president to finish his 5 years intact, uninterrupted. It's going to be almost impossible. Almost impossible. If you look at the way the world is moving today, the challenges of the world, from economic to youth issues to unemployment to what? And if you look at the architecture of our constitution, and if you look at the mistake we made in 2024 by impeaching Gashaga, then you'll simply understand what I'm saying. And for that reason, if you are running for office to become president next year, surround yourself with, work with intelligent men and women and listen to them. Create structures, because without structures, you cannot listen to anybody. You drive yourself. You are the driver of the vehicle, you are the mechanic, you are the conductor, you are everything. Mpaka gari, mpaka miguu itoke ndio ujue miguu ilikuwa mbaya. Ikimbia kwa daraja huko. Sio kama unanielewa? to become president, you need intelligent men and women working with you. You need systems. You need structures. And thereafter, the last cabinet that will work in this country, that is picked anyhow, is the cabinet that Ruto has. That will be the last cabinet. The last cabinet. There will be no other cabinet like this one. None. Your government will go. You'll go home.
Socialites, drug barons won't be there.
I'm not even looking at character. I'm looking at ability. Unless you have a man in charge of a ministry, a woman in charge of a department or a ministry, who is on top like that and can see what's going on in the ministry,
Standing on business.
you can't run the country. You and those ministers will all go home. It will happen in my lifetime. This is the last, what do you call it? Last government that will finish 5 years.
Uninterrupted.
Any other government after that, it will be very difficult to finish 5 years. You will have to be extremely on top of things. And you must begin by how you do your campaign, the promises you make, the understanding of the situation in the country, in the world, global events and everything, and by the men and women you choose to work with you. So sasa, haya masycophants hapa tunasikia wakirukaruka hapa, and they are not even employing their brain when they are talking. They can't help anybody.
Great point to bring the conversation to a wrap, discussing matters with politics, governance, and also the future of Kenya, not just from a policy perspective, but also economic perspective. We do this again tomorrow evening. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Na uchukue kura, right?
Kura. Kwanza vijana. Ukiwa wewe ni kijana, uko na miaka 20, 18, 19, 20 na una kura, vile Kibaki alisema wewe ni bure tu, wewe ni pumbavu. Because inchi hii ni yako, the future is yours. It is only you who will determine whether you will get a job. That job you need is you who has it. Nobody else has that job. If you are a young man. If you are roaming the streets and campuses and you have not registered to vote, and if you are not thinking of becoming an MP, then who will change this country? If you are 25 years old, begin thinking of becoming an MP in your area.
Niende Muisbridge.
Yeah, we want to see university students running for office. I want to see my students at the university and ananiambia mwalimu, me I'm running for MCA.
Yeah.
Me I'm running for MP in Kisii huko, Nyamira. Nakwambia hata ningekuwa na pesa ningekusaidia, bahati sina. But nitakupa ideas. I can even hold free workshops for young people who want to run for office. People sponsor such a ventures for women. Me, I'm more interested in young people, whether they are men or women. And I will do it pro bono. Free. I don't want money. The challenges of running for office, how you can counter those challenges, how you can go, how you can fundraise, how you can look for resources, how you can network, to encourage them and give them, teach them how to build systems. Because campaigning is also not a small matter. But I want to see university students going for parliament.
Mabadis.
Kitambo umaliza wewe ni MP, unakuja class na wewe ni MP.
Ushalipa help umemaliza.
And I'm challenging young people. Chukua kura. Ukiona kijana amejitokeza anataka kuwa MCA, tupia hiyo miti. Ndio hawa magavana waone. Akipeleka bill mambo yake kwa assembly ama budget, vijana wanamwambia governor, hii ni vitu gani, hii mchezo gani unatuletea? Go and prepare a more serious document. Don't play with the people of this county. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Buddies out there, Gen Zs, go get your voters card. Register today so that you change Kenya.
And the girlfriends, push your boyfriends to run for office. Boys, push your girlfriends to run for office.
That is quite personal.
And push them to run to get IDs. Push them to collect the IDs because there are so many IDs which are not collected. Sasa hii ukikaa na mtu namwambia wewe uko kadi. Kama uko kadi hiyo rafiki yetu imeisha. Go and look for another girlfriend.
You break up.
Go and look for another girlfriend.
On the account.
Because what country, if we are going to continue you and I as boyfriend or girlfriend, we are going to get married. We are going to have children. In which country are we going to raise up our children? In this country, we can't raise up our children in this country. Go and get your vote. Na kwanza wewe nikikuona hivi, go and run for office. That's what I want to hear from young people.
Will you marry me? Kwanza uko na kura, nionyeshe.
Uko kadi. Kama uko kadi, toka hapa. You are a useless person. Ujui mbele wala nyuma.
There you have it. We meet tomorrow evening.
Yeah, thank you.